Hello, my name is Michael Bray. This is the Week 1 assignment for Performance Patterns in the Patterns and Recognition class for Full Sail University. The following analysis from my male friend that will be competing in the Ironman race in Hawaii. The basis of this research is started with two constants. They are the fact that my friend is male and that the Ironman race is occurring in Hawaii. The Ironman race occurs in over 33 different locations. For this research and analysis, we are predicting or researching that the race is actually going to be held in Hawaii. Over the last 5 years, I've analyzed the results from all racers that have actually finished the race. Therefore, no data was used to predict with the source of the racer not finishing the race. So there's no DNF occurrences within my data. The assumption is that my friend will finish the race. The correlations and variables between finishing place. The biggest correlation to finishing place in the variables was the run time that the athlete posted. Also, the sex of the winner over the last 5 years was all male, 5 times. Time spent on the other 5 areas of other 5 variables with the time spent swimming and training, the time spent bike training, and the time spent running training. Time spent on each of the area of training will be independent of my friend and his dedication to training for the Ironman. However, the age of the athlete is something that plays a factor, as it has a huge impact on how the body reacts to training and athletic peak of a human. Stated on the triathlete website, on average, the age of the best Ironman triathlon performance was between 30 and 35 years for both male and females. That quote stacks up against the data, as you can see in the picture on the far right. The average age of the winner over the last 5 years was 34 years old. Probability 1. What is the likelihood that the person with the fastest swim time will be the winner? Probability is over 5. Over the last 5 years, the fastest swimmer did not win the race. As you can see on the left-hand side, I asked the question in the occurrence with the resulting answer, and out of 5 chances, 0 times did that occur. The same can be said for the likelihood that the fastest bike time would be the winner. I asked the question. The answer to the occurrence was no, 0 out of 5 times. For the running, that, however, did change. The likelihood that the person with the fastest run time would be the winner, that occurrence happened 3 times out of the possible 5. Therefore, we had a 3 out of 5 probability, or 60% chance, that the fastest runner would be the winner. The combined probability. So what is the probability of the first person out of the water winning the race? What about the second person or the third person? So the question I asked for the occurrence, did the first person out of the water win the race throughout 2015, 16, 17, 18, and 19? The answer was no across the board. For the second person out of the water, the answer was yes 3 times. The third person out of the water, the answer was 0 times across the board. Therefore, first and third were 0 out of 5, and second had a 3 for 5 probability. When it comes to the probability of the first person off the bike winning the race, or the second person, or the third person, I again asked, did the first person off the bike win the race? The answer was no for everything. So first, second, and third people off the bike, none of them won the race. They were all 0 for 5. The most important focus seems to be on the running phase of the Ironman. No athlete who was the fastest during the swim portion or on the bike portion won the race. However, 3 times out of the 5 years, the fastest runner did win the race. From the analysis, the run portion should be primary focus during the training, not necessarily the time spent on training, but the equipment that goes with training and the resources applied to that. Swimming portion should be the secondary focus. 3 times the second person out of the water won the race. This shows that while you may not be the fastest swimmer, being able to stay really close to your fastest swimmer split time-wise will provide a higher probability of winning than if you were out of the top 3 in fastest times. Biking should be the lowest priority, as the results show that top 3 finishers in bike times did not win the race once in 5 years. Priority does not denote the amount of time to be spent on training. Priority denotes the kind of overall resources towards the entire Ironman race. Susan Lackey discusses this on the triathlete website. Faster finishers, those under 10 hours and 30 minutes, tend to average greater training volumes than slower finishers. On average, the faster men and women trained approximately 14 hours a week, broken down into 2.5 hours of swimming, 7.5 hours of cycling, and 4 hours of running. Therefore, resources like spending $1,200 on a bike should not be spent, but the slimmest, most aerodynamic wetsuit should be highly sought after in terms of gear. Also, the best running shoes that one can invest in should be spent without question, as the running portion clearly proves the fastest run times have the highest probability of winning the race. The average winner spent the same amount of time training, so you don't have to apply more training time-wise to a certain aspect. If you follow the guidelines as far as training goes over the past winners, you should be in good shape. Allocating the resources should go in priority of run, swim, and bike. Thank you very much.